never be found. Could a garden come up from this ground at all? You make beautiful things. You make beautiful things out of the dust.
As you can see, the rain bands are starting to make their way across this area in the central Philippines. This is a very, very big storm. The CNN storm chaser, James Reynolds, says in his experience he's seen nothing like this when he looks at the satellite photographs. So what's been happening is that the authorities have been trying to evacuate people to safer ground, to the football stadium in the town, so to areas which is away from landslide danger zones and of course from the low-lying coastal areas. A major storm surge is expected, and also wind speeds at this stage are expected to gust up to 320 kilometres an hour. That is about 200 miles an hour. People in this area are just battening down the hatches. They know from experience just how bad the weather can be here. In the last 2 years, there have been 2 late-season storms that have claimed the lives of hundreds of people in this region. Andrew Stevens, CNN, the Central.
This is a look inside perhaps one of the strongest storms in recorded history.
Oh my God!
Super Typhoon Haiyan has made a direct hit on the island.
The typhoon slammed into the Philippines at 4:30 a.m. Friday morning with winds of 195 miles per hour and gusts of 235 miles an hour. That's higher than the winds from Hurricane Sandy and Katrina combined. The powerful storm plowed through the island, leaving homes and buildings destroyed. Government officials say many devastated areas will be uninhabitable for months.
The country's president says they are facing a calamity.
This was the scene in Tacloban City, which was in the direct path of the storm. This reporter from CNN affiliate ABS-CBN was forced inside as the storm barreled in and watched the street below him become a flood zone. Water from the storm as high as 10 feet in some areas. 2 barges near the city of Bohol were left stranded. The huge waves prevented rescue crews from reaching them. Crew members abandoned ship by jumping into the churning water, trying to scramble back to land. As of now, one of the crew remains missing. The typhoon came with warning. 125,000 people were able to...
Well, everybody's got a story to tell, and everybody's got a wound to be healed. I wanna believe there's beauty here, 'cause oh, I get so tired of holding on. Trying to hear that still small voice. I'm trying to hear above the times have you given me strength? How many times have you heard me cry out, God, please take this? How many times have you given me strength to just keep breathing? Oh, I need you, God, I need you now. I need you now. Oh, I need you, God, I need you now. I need you now. I need you now.
Down on my knees again, surrendering all, surrendering all, and find me here, Lord, as you draw me near. I'm desperate for you, I'm desperate for you. I surrender. Drench my soul as mercy and grace unfold. I hunger and thirst. I hunger and thirst. With arms stretched wide, I know you hear my cry. Speak to me now. Speak to me now. I surrender. I surrender. I wanna know you more. I wanna know you more. I surrender. I surrender. I wanna know you more. I wanna know you more. Like a rushing wind, Jesus, breathe within. Lord, have your way. Lord, have your way in me. Like a mighty storm, stir within my soul. Lord, have your way. Lord, have your way in me. Like a rushing wind, Jesus,
I am Jenny Lynn Garcia. I am a resident of 2nd Street, Paraiso, Barangay 83, San Jose, Tacloban City. This is where I used to live, together with the family of Des Asarden Elorcha. During the morning of Yolanda, the whole of this place was filled with water. In fact, the water was as high as the last step of these stairs. Bess and her children were only able to escape the water when the water was as high as this step. And at that time, my brother, his wife, his 2 children, and I were trapped upstairs where the wind was very strong. Ten people were saved by the beam located on top of this open space. But at that time, of course, there was a ceiling here, and 2 men had to force the ceiling to break down so that they could go up. And those 10 included the 3 children of Bess herself, Atilin, and then 5 neighbors who lived at the ground floor of this building. They stayed there for more than 3 hours. I, on the other hand, together with my brother, his wife, his 2 kids, and 4 more persons, were so afraid of the water that we decided to go up, destroy the ceiling, and we sat on the biggest beam for at least 3 hours. And we only decided to come down and to check on the neighbors after we saw that the water had receded for at least 2 feet by our estimation. This unit and the other unit beside it served as the evacuation center of 2nd Street, Paraiso. At least there were around 50 persons who slept here and ate in this room during the night of Yolanda. And in the morning of Yolanda, when we decided to come down from the ceiling, we saw how this glass of the windows shook, and it was so noisy. And in the night of Yolanda, it was still rainy. It was raining hard, in fact, and there were still strong winds. We thought that Yolanda has not left the Philippines yet, and the children were crying, and the elderly were so agitated that we barely slept. Actually, this place and the other room remained our evacuation center for almost a week, because we were only able to leave this place on November 15.
Oh Lord, you've said can say